Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Jesse. Hope you guys are doing well. Today, I have a member of the Modern Man program in the video with me, obviously, as you can see, and his name is Matthew. Matthew, how's it going?
Pretty good. And you?
Pretty good. It is a beautiful day here today in New York. It's sunny. It's supposed to pour tomorrow, so I'm going to try to enjoy it. But a little bit about Matt quickly, just so you guys have some background. Matt is from Texas. So where in Texas are you, Matt?
New Braunfels, Texas. It's about 30 miles north of San Antonio.
Cool. Yeah, so Matt is from Texas. He joined my Modern Man program. What was it for January 1st of this year, 2019?
Technically, December 15th,
Had a
because
little bit of a head start.
I started with a little 5-day program you have.
Yes. Cool. So you started pretty much fresh for the new year. It is now June 15th here, so it's been almost pretty much exactly 6 months since you started. And Matt, just being like up front, like it has been awesome working with you, and you've been amazing. You do everything I say. You're the ideal client. You meet me halfway. He's crushed it. He works out. What do you work out anywhere from say 4 to 5 times a week?
Right. This
And
week's different, but that's because I had a wedding. But yeah,
yeah,
normally 4 to 5 weeks.
awesome. Yeah, so Matt has been an ideal person to work with. It's been great. And we're going to be working together for at least the next 6 months as well. So for the whole year of 2019, we'll be working together, which is really exciting to think about what you can achieve in a full year of following the right strategies, having accountability, and all that. If I'm correct, at this point, you've lost 35 pounds.
Yeah.
Holy
Never.
shit. Yeah, I thought it was 20. I asked you the other day and you said, no, I started at 203 or 204. And what are you now? You're 160 something?
The other day when I weighed in, it was 168, but because of the wedding, I'm back up to 170, which makes sense.
I'll take that any day of the week. Go to a wedding, only gain 2 pounds.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome, man. So we'll get into all that and like the progress you've seen and stuff like that. But so what I'd like to kind of ask you about, because I feel like a lot of people can actually benefit from your story, which is why I asked you to, if you'd wanted to do this, and a lot of people can relate to it. So if you don't mind, just tell me a little bit about where you were with your fitness before you joined the Modern Man program.
Basically, before I joined, I I really didn't have a direction or a plan. I was just sitting around eating anything and everything all day and night. My biggest vice was late night snacking.
Yeah.
And so from there, it's just like I didn't really care too much. My mindset wasn't in a good place either. And I realized when I weighed myself one day, I'm like, oh my God, I weigh 203 pounds. I got to do something about this.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like that's something that a lot of people deal with, is they don't have a clear strategy, but also they're snacking at night, right? Maybe they're eating decently during the day, right? Like they're actually on top of their game and they're, aware of what foods are healthy and all that. But, they kind of snack at night or, throughout kind of the week, they're picking at things here or there and they don't realize that can really add up. So at that point then, what kind of goals were you working towards?
Um, at that point, I was just wanting to get myself into better shape, like lose all that weight that I put on, and ultimately just get myself to a point where I feel better about myself and have more self confidence about how I look and feel.
Yep. Fair. And was there anything in particular that kind of led to you feeling not so confident or realizing, like, was there any one point or situation or event that happened that you were like, shit, I got to turn this shit around?
Um, just my mindset really, and looking at myself in the mirror every day. And then when I finally weighed myself, because it came up in conversation with me and one of my friends, and I weighed myself, I'm like, oh shit. that's exactly when I was like, nope, I got to do something about this right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Most guys prefer to be, their ideal weight is typically under 200 pounds, right? So to see that number, it can be a bit, it can be a bit frustrating, but also kind of an eye opener. Like, wow, like, there's not a big difference between 201 and 198, but
Mhm.
seeing that two can really kind of sink in sometimes, I suppose.
Mhm.
Um, so okay, so at that point then, had you tried anything already to start getting in shape, or like what was kind of your situation with what you were trying to do, or how you were approaching that goal to lose the weight?
Well, I had a Planet Fitness membership, and so I was trying to go sporadically, but my motivation to go just was non-existent at that time as well. So it's like some days I'll go like maybe once every week or so, and then I'd go like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I went again.
So you had a gym membership.
Mhm.
It was just that you weren't consistently going to the gym. Is that it?
Correct.
Yeah. And you know what I'm gonna say. Like, a lot of people are in that situation, right? Like, it's easy to pay a gym membership. Like, Planet Fitness makes it super easy. My mom has a Planet Fitness membership
Mm.
too. Do you know how many times she's been there? Zero. She's never been there. She doesn't even know what it looks like. Uh, but like, it's $10 a month, $20 a month. Like, gym memberships are so cheap now because it doesn't cost them anything. They know 60% of the people aren't even going to use the facility. So unfortunately, it's just kind of coming out of the bank account every month, and it's kind of like what I find, at least what I've seen in people, is that it's like a safety cushion for them. Like, they know that they're paying for the gym membership every month, and in a fucked up way, because they're paying for it, they feel like they're actively trying to get in shape, right? Even if they're
Right.
not showing up to do it. Um, so about how many times would you say that you would go per week?
Um, Maybe once per week at that point.
And what would you do when you did go?
Honestly, whatever I felt like. I felt like I didn't really have a direction whenever I went. So it's just like, all right, I'll just go lift these weights over here. Make sure I'm doing it properly at least, or try to have perfect form because I'd like YouTube it or look it up online to make sure the form was right before I tried it.
Hmm.
And then most of the time I just stuck to the machines though, because couldn't really screw those up.
Yeah. So you didn't necessarily have like a clear strategy when you went, but you would kind of see what they had available, the machines and
Mhm.
stuff, and you do what would you do? Like a few sets of each thing that
Right.
you
I
stumbled
mean,
upon?
I kind of had an idea of like some things like I do biceps and back one day or
Yeah.
biceps, triceps, back, stuff like that. So I'd like isolate what I wanted to work on,
Yeah.
but I still felt like I didn't know what I was doing.
Got it. So you did kind of come to the gym with a thought in your head, I'm going to do back and biceps today.
Mhm.
But if I'm understanding correctly, that didn't necessarily lead to the progress that you wanted to see. Is that fair to say?
Right, because it definitely was. My nutrition still wasn't on point at that time.
Got it. And why was that? What was kind of the struggle there?
Late night snacking.
Fair.
Anything and
Late nights.
everything. Tortilla chips were my favorite.
Yeah.
Anything sweet. I'd like go out every night, like, or every couple of days, grab my snacks for the next few nights and just binge while I was gaming and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's easy. Yeah, it's easy to snack on stuff while you're watching TV or playing video games or watching a movie. Like, yeah, it's easy to do that. For me, it was I have a sweet tooth, as you know, so like for me, it's the baked goods, it's the ice cream. Obviously, like we've found, we work on ways. That's something that everybody deals with. So we work on ways in the program to kind of still be able to have those things, whether it's in moderation or strategically, so that it's not going to hurt your results. Um, so out of curiosity, then, how did you come across me, or the Modern Man program, and kind of what I do?
I think I had actually been following you for a little while, like for a few months and everything. and
Right.
watching your videos, but I never really reached out to you until whenever I hit 200. I'm like, nope, this has got to change.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, I feel like I've heard that a few times where people have, some of the guys in the program that and you're friends with now, like they were in the same situation where they would follow the page for a while, take some tips, take some strategies from the page that's free, and then at some point when they decide, this is it, I gotta really take this to the next level, is when they ended up kind of reaching out and jumping on board with the coaching program.
Right.
Um, so ultimately, why did you decide to take the leap and invest in the Modern Man program, invest in yourself, really? Because the reality is that most people, like, it's not even in their head to do that. Most people will, if they want to get fit or they want to get in shape or lose some weight, they just say, oh, I'm going to go to the gym more, right? I have the gym membership. I'm just going to go to the gym more and I'm going to start eating clean. So why did you decide to kind of go against that and say, I'm going to actually invest in myself and see what this is about?
Well, they do say, for one, money is the best motivator. So if you're paying a crap ton more money than like $20 a month, you're definitely going to try to put forth more effort. But
100%.
ultimately, the reason was just I wanted to feel better about myself. I was tired of feeling down on myself and letting my depression and anxiety get the best of me. And so I just wanted to make a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
And so I incorporate fitness and taking care of myself more into my entire life.
Yep. Yeah. And for those who may be watching who aren't totally familiar with the Modern Man program, um, there's some details on modernmanprogram.com that kind of explain what it's about. But what Matt's referring to is pretty much like, are there workouts? Are you going to train properly and build muscle and lose body fat? Yes, like there's training involved, there's nutrition involved, but the Modern Man program is about making, a life transformation, right? The mindset is an important part of it. The community, the support is a big part of it. So it's not just like a normal workout program. It's a full life transformation program. And we deliver that through training, through nutrition, through mindset. So I'm glad that was something that appealed to you, and that you, yeah. So cool. And obviously you're doing pretty well so far. It's been 6 months.
Yeah.
You're doing pretty well. So kind of let us know what has happened for you so far since joining.
Well, I've learned actually a lot, like especially nutrition wise and everything. Like I just incorporated that so far in my head. That's like it's just a no brainer. Like most days I'm just like, all right, I already know what I'm eating. I already have everything planned out, where before I just was like, all right, what's for dinner? Or
Yeah.
just go out and grab things. But I just blanked.
So yeah, no, you're right. You have, like, you wake up every day and you know exactly what's going on with your food, right? You have a game plan, I guess, and
Game
um, it sounds like you've learned, like you're not just blindly following a meal plan, but you've actually become educated.
Right. And I'm more experimenting and tweaking it to more my like what I want to. So it's like I'll just experiment with different foods. Like I wonder how this is all gonna fit. And since we switched over to tracking macros and everything, that's definitely like giving me more freedom to do what I want with that. Especially
Ab-
like with like high carb day, just fruit salad every time.
Yeah, yeah. And before we saw you were making your huge bucket of fruit salad. So what Matt's referring to, for those watching who may not be familiar. So he's tracking his meals. Not everybody in the program tracks their meals, but he's doing it. And I'd say about half do, right? About half of us track, half of us don't. So he knows exactly what he's eating every day. He wakes up and there's no winging it. There's no guesswork. So it sounds like you are actually educated to the point where you can make educated decisions when you're at a wedding, like this weekend, or when
Yeah.
you go, or maybe they call you into work, like this week they call you into work on a day you didn't expect to, but you
Mhm.
still have the education now to know what can you grab from that restaurant that's going to fit in and still allow you to see results. So
Right.
I feel like you've actually learned stuff that you can apply for the rest of your life, not just blindly following a set of meals that I tell you to eat.
Mhm.
And also, it's nice because it, like you said, it does allow you flexibility to eat the foods you want to eat and not have to cut anything out, totally. Like you'd be shocked at how many people message me and say, when I ask them what they've tried so far to lose weight, they say, oh, I'm cutting out all carbs, or like, I'm not eating sugar anymore. It's like, that's impossible to do. First of all, that sounds like it sucks. And second of all, that is literally impossible to do. Like, there's carbs in vegetables, there's carbs in the fruit. So the fact that you can flexibly live your life and still see progress, I feel like is a huge win. And obviously you lost, is it 35 pounds? Is that the right number at this point?
35 pounds so far.
That's awesome. That's great. And like realistically, if you think about it, so like that's 6 months worth, that's a little over a pound a week, right? It's like there's 26 weeks in 6 months. It's a little bit over a pound a week. That is nothing flashy, right? Like as the weeks go by, we're not like, holy shit, you're down 10 pounds again, right? It's like, It's nothing drastic, but it's something very consistent and very sustainable. And that's a safe way to approach weight loss in the industry. It's like, you hear me say it all the time, but if you can be down on average like half a pound to like a pound and a half per week, that's a very consistent and safe way to go about it, and a way that that you can continue to follow if you want to, because it's nothing drastic. So that's where you're at. Good stuff, man. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
You want to tell me a little bit about kind of what the program's been like for you as far as like the community goes? Like is there anything about the program that was like sometimes people are thinking like, all right, if I buy this program or if I get something online, like what kind of support am I going to get? Right. So like what's it been like for you as far as me, as far as the other people in the group? Obviously it's a bit of a different setup than things.
At first I was quite a little bit standoffish towards everyone, like didn't really talk to everybody too much in there. But as like the first 2 weeks went by and everything, and I started like posting every day, like the different things you want us to do, like post a picture of our first meal, post a picture or post a video of one of our workouts, post whatever, or tell me what you're going to do this weekend. As I started doing that, everybody started like actually warmly like welcoming me and like being like, that's awesome, dude, keep it up, you should try this, like just giving me different ideas or supporting me throughout it. And since then it's just like, as other people have joined, I've started doing the same too, like just trying to welcome them in, show them that, hey, we're all in this together, but even though we're all not doing the same thing, we're still all in it together.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. And that's something that I honestly can't really like sell to people who are interested, right? It's like they want to know about the workouts, like what workouts am I going to get, what meal plan am I going to get, but like what really makes it is that you're joining a group of other guys who have the same values as you, who are all leaders in this little community, right? It's like you guys are all being leaders and setting good examples for each other and keeping each other on track, and that's, I feel like that is honestly probably one of the biggest upsides of the whole program. But so you were a bit standoffish at first, and then you kind of warmed up to the group. How has the training been for you? Because you said before you were kind of just hopping around, kind of doing whatever you thought might be best at the gym. So like, what's different now about like your training sessions?
I go in, I'm prepared for them. I know ahead of time what I'm doing each day, because every morning I'll look at it like, all right, what's today's workouts? And I'll pull up like the list of like what you've created for me. And I'm like, all right, it's leg day. This is what I can expect. It's hypertrophy leg day or hypertrophy pull day. Yeah. And it's like, all right, I know I hate these machines, so I'll probably incorporate them somehow. Even if I don't do them first, like he says, I'll still get to them.
Yeah.
So it's still kind of a mindset where it's like, I hate these. I don't really want to do them. I still end up doing them.
No, that's a good point. And that's the thing about having a coach, right? I have a coach, right? There's a reason for that, because a coach is going to make you do stuff that's a bit out of your comfort zone, right? Like, you probably wouldn't be doing some of that stuff if I didn't make you.
Right.
But you know that it's good for you, and you know that you're going to see progress and you're going to see results if you just listen and follow step by step.
Mhm.
So I think having something written in front of you, this is exactly what I need to do. I just need to follow this. It may make you get out of your comfort zone a little bit. And I think that's a big part of just living better as a man and as a human. The more you're out of your comfort zone and kind of challenging yourself a bit, the better things are going to be overall. Um, and Yeah, I think at first it can be a little intimidating to try new things, but you were awesome. You're open to everything that I suggested, you're coachable, right? Like, you're open to listening to what I said, and to what the other guys were doing, even if it was a little bit different, right? I have you guys like do some meditation. Like, people are like, what the hell is this? Doing some workouts that maybe feel a bit awkward at first, but you just do them, and you're open to and receptive to new ideas, and you just knocked it out of the park. So I thank you for being coachable and being open to it, because, as you know, not everybody is.
I do my best for it, even on the days where like I feel I can't do it because I have, like I told you before, a bad knee. I was like,
Yeah,
all right, I know I can't do this today, so I'm gonna at least do it without weights. I'm gonna still keep to what you said. I
yeah,
just need to improvise a little bit,
absolutely.
but I absolutely try to do my best.
That's all you can do, really. It's like you do the best you can. Not every week. I think that's one thing you may have learned along the way. Like, you were under the impression that you needed to work out 5 days a week, 6 days a week. And then there was that week where you started a new job and you only worked out 3 times and you still lost weight. And you're like,
Right.
oh shit. Like, I don't have to be perfect to see progress and continue. I just have to show up in certain areas, right? You showed up that week with your nutrition 100%. And it's okay. You don't have to be perfect all the time. So I think you've come a really long way. You're looking leaner. Your progress photos are looking awesome. And it's time to set new goals for you at this point, right? So I pretty much, I just wanted to have you on here. I appreciate you for being an awesome member of the community, right? Being someone who's helping other guys out, supporting them, keeping them on track, and for joining the program and believing, putting your trust in me to help you out. So yeah, man, I appreciate it. And
Appreciate it too.
just as we kind of wrap up here, so I'm sure there's other people that were in a similar position to kind of where you were before, whereas like they have a gym membership, and they want to lose weight, or they feel like they're kind of getting a little bit more out of shape than they have been in the past, or maybe some of the stuff that they're doing at the gym isn't exactly working to what they had hoped to see, or maybe they're snacking at night like you were and they're not sure what to do about it. So what do you say to that person who is in that spot where you were 6 months ago, and kind of struggling with some of that stuff?
Um, that's actually a hard question to answer, just because for me it's something completely different. Where it's just like I got on the scale. I can't just tell people go get on the scale and go look at your life. That's
Yeah,
just rude. But
yeah,
I would say just look at what's important to you, I guess, and maybe if it's like not like mine, where it was like I want to feel better about myself and all that. Maybe you just want to look good, just to look good and all that. Just stick to it. Find something that works for you, even if it's a personal trainer or you find somebody to work out with. Like
yeah,
I found you, and it worked out very well for me.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to realize that you don't have to be alone on the journey. It's pretty, I feel like at this point with the internet and, a lot of options on the table, it's silly to try to go about it on your own now. Whether, like you said, whether that's a personal trainer or whether that's kind of a program like this that is like a community aspect where you're going to get support and going to get coaching each day and accountability, or whether it's joining, some sort of or going with a friend or something, having some of that accountability, no matter where it's coming from, is typically the best way to go, as opposed to trying to stay accountable to yourself, because
Right.
we're all just going to do better when we have to answer to somebody else, which is why I hire a coach myself, because I want to look as shredded as possible. So. But yeah, man, thanks for being on. Is there any kind of last statements or anything you want to say or share, whether it's about the program, your experience, or anything at all?
To anybody looking to do it, just reach out to Jesse. He's really willing to work with you. I mean, hell, I never thought I'd lose 35 pounds in only 6 months' time. So, and this is only the beginning. We're going into a new phase for me next to try to put on more upper body mass. So, but yeah, he's willing to work with you. He caters to your needs. He listens. And so definitely just reach out to him if you feel you're curious to look into it.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that. And you know that, I am always happy to help out as many people as I can, but it is kind of, a close-knit group, right? So we try to keep the community like-minded people who are going to be supportive, not going to be negative, are going to help each other out, are really dedicated and share the same values as us. So typically what I'll do is I'll have people fill out like a quick form just telling me where they're at now, where they want to be, and then we hop on a quick call and I chat about it with them. So if you want to look into the program, you can go to modernmanprogram.com. You'll see a testimonial from this guy right here and some of the other guys as well, and just what it entails and all that. So thanks for being on. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the next 6 months of building some lean muscle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Have a good one. I'll chat with you later.
All right. You too.